Hello viewers, if you are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Also, click on the bell icon so that you get the latest information about the videos that are uploaded. Hello students, welcome back to the new video. In this video, we are going to continue the ongoing chapter number 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. In today's session, we will discuss an activity to show the electrical conductivity of liquid. Electrical conductivity of liquids. Many liquids are good conductors of electricity. Several acids and bases, when dissolved in water, become good conductors of electricity. Lemon juice, vinegar, aqueous sodium chloride and aqueous potassium chloride are a few examples. So, usually the liquids can also be good conductors of electricity. But all liquids are not good conductors. When the several acids or bases dissolved in water, they become good conductors of electricity. Such examples are lemon juice, vinegar, that is also an acid, and aqueous sodium chloride, that is sodium chloride dissolved in the water. Similarly, potassium chloride dissolved in the water are all examples of liquids that conduct electricity. Now, we will discuss an activity to demonstrate the conductivity through liquids. So, the aim is to demonstrate the conductivity through liquids. Materials required: 2 beakers, 10 ml of dilute sulfuric acid, 100 ml of distilled water, a pair of carbon electrodes, bulb, wire, switch, a 6 volt or 9 volt battery. So these are the materials required for performing this activity. Now let us discuss the procedure of the activity. Arrange the materials to form a circuit by connecting the wire, bulb, switch and cell to each of the 2 electrodes. Dip the electrodes in the beaker containing distilled water and note down the observations. Then pour the acid into the same beaker containing the water and again dip the electrodes. So in the first step, after connecting the circuit, what we are doing? We have to dip the electrodes in the beaker containing distilled water and then note down the observations. After that, pour the acid into the same beaker and then dip the electrodes again. Here we have used sulfuric acid. Instead of that, we can use lemon juice or even vinegar. Lemon juice and vinegar both are organic acids. Now, let us see the observation. The bulb does not glow when the electrodes are dipped in pure distilled water. When acid is poured into the beaker, the bulb glows since it forms a closed circuit and conducts electric current. Here in the first step, when the electrodes were dipped in the pure distilled water, the bulb does not glow. What is the reason? Since pure water does not conduct electricity, the circuit is incomplete and hence the current does not flow. But when the acid is poured into the beaker, the bulb glows as it forms a closed circuit and conducts electric current. So what is the conclusion? Pure distilled water has poor conductivity, but when it is acidified, it conducts electricity. In the above activity, when the liquid between the 2 ends of the electrodes allows the electric current to pass, the circuit becomes complete. The current flows in the circuit and the bulb glows. When the liquid does not allow the electric current to pass, the circuit of the tester is not complete and the bulb does not glow. In some situations, even though the liquid is conducting, the bulb may not glow. It is due to the fact that the current passing through the circuit is too weak to produce the heating effect necessary for the filament of the bulb to glow. So if the current passing through the liquid is too weak, then also the bulb does not glow, because the bulb glows using the heating effect of electric current. So if the current is too weak, then it won't be able to produce that much temperature which is needed for the glowing of the bulb. If the current passing through the circuit is too weak, the filament does not get heated up to the high temperature that is necessary for the bulb to glow. We can use an LED in place of the electric bulb. LED glows even when a weak electric current passes through the circuit. An LED has two leads. One is slightly longer than the other. The longer lead is the positive terminal and the shorter one is the negative terminal of the LED. LED, the full form is light emitting diode, glows even when the electric current is weak. An LED has two leads. One is slightly longer and the other one is slightly shorter. The longer one is the positive terminal and the shorter one is the negative terminal. Now let us discuss some precautions to be taken while connecting an LED. While connecting an LED, the longer lead must be connected with positive terminal of the battery. While connecting an LED, the shorter lead must be connected with the negative terminal of the battery. In an LED, current flows only in one direction. So, when an LED is connected in a circuit, care should be taken to see that the longer lead, that is the positive terminal of the LED, is connected with the positive terminal of the battery, and negative terminal is connected with the negative terminal of the battery. What is the reason? Because in an LED, current flows only in one direction. So students, I hope you have understood the topics very well. But still, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. I will surely try to solve it as early as possible. Here are some review questions. Please solve it in your notebook. Thank you.